Hello guys, welcome back in Django React JWT Authentication web playlist. This is the second video in this playlist. In previous video, I have explained about installation and configuration settings in order to create JWT authentication in Django. In this video, I will explain how to create custom user model in Django. Actually, I have another video about the simplest way to create a custom user model in Django. But in the previous video, only for add or change behavior of the fields, without removing any fields in the default user model. In this video, I'm gonna create custom user model without username. As usual, create your custom user model in models.py. At first, import the source that you need. The next, create your custom user model inherited from abstract user and permission mixins. Then, define the fields you want. The next, you can define which field you want to use for authentication. Because by default, username is the field for authentication, so you need to define which field will be used as username role. In this case, I will use email field as authentication field. Then, you can define required field. Required fields are the fields you need to enter where you create a new user. You don't need to put the field where has set it as username field in required field because it has set it as required field automatically. You also don't need to put fields that have default values or auto input such as is active, is staff, that joined, or last login. In this case, I will put first name as required field. The next, you need to define class for creating new user. In order to create that class, you need to create new file. In this case, I name it managers.py. In managers.py, you will create class for creating new user. At first, you need to import the resource that you need. Then you can create class was inherited from base user manager. The next, you can create method for validating email. Then you can create method for create user. Create user method has parameters in the form of fields you need to enter when create new user. In the beginning of this method, put verification for required fields such as email and first name, where they are required fields. Normally, this email means change characters email input to be lowercase. Then create user with default method, that is self.model method. The last save user and give user as return for this method. The next, you can create method for creating super user. Create super user has same parameters as create user method. In the beginning, you need to define all extra fields. The values of is active, is staff, and is super user must be true. The next, you can put validations. Create super user method has two additional validations. Those are is staff and is super user validations. After validations, you can create user with previous create user method so that you don't need to repeat the same code. Then you can save and return user. And finish, you have created class for creating users. The next, import this class in models.py. You can define objects as your class in managers.py. Then create str method to define name that represents each user data. I will display each user data with their email. The next, configure the display of the user model on admin side. Create the display in admin.py. To make it easier, you can create the class view inherited from user admin class, which is the default of view for user model. So import user admin in advance and create the class view. For the content of that class, you can copy and edit from the original content of user admin class and adjust as your custom user model. Open the original class in VNV, Library, Django, Contrib, Out, and Admin. Copy the configuration that you want to edit. Don't forget to import get text lazy as underscore. Add read-only field to handle that join and last login. The last, register the class so that the class can be applied in admin side. To do that, don't forget to import custom user model. The next, define out user model. Refer to your custom user model in settings.py. Put application name and class your custom user model. Don't forget to save all, make migration, and migrate. Then create super user to log in into admin site. The next, run the server and open admin site in your browser. Now you can see your custom user model in admin site. Then you can try create a new user in admin site. Okay guys, the next video we can try our endpoint API with Insomnia application. Thank you for watching guys. If you feel this video is useful, please subscribe, share, and comment. See you in the next video. Bye.